All right, lesson 88 for pre-algebra. Good seeing you guys. Let's take a look at lesson 88, formats for equations, negative coefficients. So, Brian, what just happened? We'll figure it out, okay? Example 88, use a new format of an algebraic addition to solve. Very simply, x plus 5 equals 7. Now, I know you girls are both smart enough to figure out what plus 5 is 7 and write down 2. But let's look algebraically why that's the answer, okay? Remember, there's two sides to every problem. The unknown, is it on the right side or the left side? Unknown is on the left side, okay? What's on the same side as the unknown, Sophia? The positive 5. So I'm going to do what to both sides? The opposite, which is subtract 5 from both sides. So this side's minus 5, this side's minus 5. Positive 5, negative 5, cancel each other out. X equals 2, and that's my answer. Pretty simple, but let's make it more complicated, okay? Annabelle says, but Brian, it's too easy. Make it hard, okay? Well, let's take a look at 2x plus 1/2 equals 3/4. Okay? Unknown, Annabelle, right side or left side? Unknown, left side, okay? What's on the same side as the unknown? Well, there's the 2 times the unknown and the plus 1/2. So we always want to start with taking away the easiest thing, which is the one that's not connected to the unknown, okay? So plus 1/2, I'm going to subtract 1/2 from both sides. So I have 2x equals, now I need to find a common denominator, which is 4. 2 goes into 4 how many times? 2. 2 times 1 is what? 2. Remember, it's 3, and don't forget this. Sometimes we get it wrong because we have adding or something goofy like that, all right? So it's 3/4 minus 2/4. 3 minus 2 is 1/4, okay? So now I've got 2 times x. It is true the opposite of multiplication is division, okay? So divide both sides by 2, it would look like this. Divided by 2, which is fine. Divided by 2, which is really 2 over 1. So then it's 1/4 divided by 2 over 1, which is 1/4 times 1 over 2. The quicker way to get to that is when I'm over here, 1/4, is to times, which is really 2 over 1, times this side by the reciprocal, which is 1/2. This side times 1/2, and this side times 1/2. And you see how I skip all that? Eventually I'm getting down to this equation or problem anyway. It's the same thing. So when you see 2x and you have a fraction on one side, it's easier using this reciprocal. 2x is really 2 over 1 times x. So the reciprocal of 2 over 1 times x is 1 over 2 times 2 over 1. Okay? So I do 1 over 2 times both sides. This cross cancels to 1 over 1, which won't change the value of x. And so now it's 1/4 times 1/2. You don't have to find a common denominator when you're multiplying, Annabelle. So you have x equals 1/8. X equals 1/8. And Sophia says, that's too easy for the Ryan. Make it harder. Okay, all right. I was going to stop there, but since you really want it, let's look at 88.4. 88.4. Negative 3x plus 4 equals 10. Negative 3x plus 4 equals 10. Unknown, right side, left side. Left side. Let's move what's easiest, what's disconnected from the unknown. Subtract 4 from both sides. Negative 3x equals 6. Now, since this is a whole number and this is a whole number, I can divide both sides by a whole number. Okay? So x equals, and I'm going to ask myself, what times my denominator equals my numerator? What times a negative 3 equals a positive 6? Well, it's got to be a negative number because a negative times a negative will give you a positive. And so what times 3 equals 6? It's got to be a negative 2. A negative 2 times a negative 3 equals a positive 6. Okay? I want you to pause the video after you do practice A and B. Okay, now that you finish those problem set 88s, practice A. What do you have, Annabelle? Negative 2. Negative 2. How about letter B, Sophia? What do you have for letter B? Positive 1 over 24 would be the right answer. Positive 1 over 24. If you got those wrong, go back and rewatch the video on how to do it specifically. The last problem, negative 3x plus 4 equals 10, until you get those two answers. Okay, that's lesson 88.